because we're going to have this one later, but we're not. Oh, you sweet summer child.
Got it. Okay.
This, I don't. Yeah, so the cat's over there because there's a desk over there. Not, not at all what I had originally intended, but let's get all that out of the way. And I think it's only thematic that we opened up a Lord of the Rings collector booster before going live because, Sam, what are you playing?
I'll be playing Sauron, the Necromancer.
Interesting.
This is a mono black reanimator style deck. He's a 4/4 with menace, and it says whenever he attacks exile target creature from my graveyard, I create a tapped and attacking token copy of that card, except it's a 3/3 wraith with menace. And at the beginning of my next end step, I exile that token unless he is my ring bearer.
Awesome, awesome. I am playing an oldie but a goodie. Lathril, Blade of the Elves, has been a popular elf commander for a very, very long time. My deck, not even kind of optimized. Not even kind of optimized, like at all. But he was playing Sauron, and I could have played my Aragorn the Uniter deck, but this one's a bit more optimized. Arguably a little bit too optimized for this kind of new brew you've thrown together.
Yeah,
so.
this was a I've had fun over the past several weeks doing this sort of collection build where I build for things in just my collection. Also, we also have a reserve, a well of Proxy Forge proxies.
That's true. You can check out our link in bio for some wonderful Proxy Forge proxies if you are so inclined.
So, you know, there are certain cards in here that are... Like, there's a Cabal Coffers in here. I don't have a Cabal Coffers just laying around.
Yeah.
But we did just have a Proxy Forge proxy of Cabal Coffers, so I'm like, you know what? Mono black deck makes sense.
Might as well, man. Might as well. So, I'm going to have... All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay, now, ladies,
Yeah.
if you are watching this live stream, we are also live streaming this on YouTube, which is where you're going to be able to find the score and a better top-down view if you're watching on TikTok. We're doing vertical and horizontal streams, so you can check them out there. Also, Sam, get off of the internet. That'll help with the stream health. Anyway.
Hello. Let's see. We got who we got? We got Sauron, and we have Lathril, Blade of the Elves.
Lathril, Blade of the Elves. A nice little thematic 1-2 punch, you know? All right. We're gonna call
Happy Magic Monday Night Magic, Brandon.
Just another magic Monday. I need to find a good way to get the chats up on screen for us, for our purposes here streaming. All right. I'm gonna go for it.
YOLO.
I'm gonna go for it. Lord of the Rings upkeep. Lord of the Rings untap. Lord of the Rings upkeep. Lord of the Rings draw.
I want a 1.
8. All right, I'll start us off. I'll draw for turn. Going to do this Lord of the Rings Forest for a Jiraga Tree Speaker, and I'm going to pass the
I'm going to
turn.
finish mulliganing.
All right, resolve your mulligans. Hurry up.
Doing our house rule mulligan, and that's a required keep. Had 3 lands in it. Didn't see what else was in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, our house rule mulligan is for those that don't know, is just a like get a good starting 5. Get a good starting 7.
Be able to play the game.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Swamp and pass.
Okay. Brandon wants to know how our weekend was. It's pretty alright.
Yeah.
I'm going to play a Swamp. I'm going to tap 2 to level up the Jiraga Tree Speaker to level 2. So now she will generate me 2 green mana when I tap her. Do I want to do that? Yes, I will. I'm going to tap her for 2 green. I'm going to cast an Emerald Charm, choosing to untap target permanent. So I have 1 green floating, and then I'm going to tap her again for 2 more, and I'm going to do an Elvish Harbinger. When it enters the battlefield, I'm going to search my library for an elf card, reveal it, then shuffle, and put it on top. I don't know what I'm going to grab yet, but that'll be the last thing that I do this turn.
Alright. I will go ahead and start my turn. I'll untap, draw for turn. I will play a Swamp. And unfortunately, I will have to pass a La Tourne from there.
Okay. I have a lot of options. I'm going to just say a Beast Whisperer to get the old card draw chain going. Hopefully. That's
Wish
one of those.
YouTube would let you do gifts, Brandon. You don't need a gift, us.
Yeah, well, YouTube has some requirements for us to be able to receive gifts. Namely, we need to...
Stop showing our nipples to people.
Okay, there's 2 things that YouTube requires of us. One of them is to stop showing our nipples. The other one is we need to get our watch time high enough for us to be allowed to join the thing. Untap, upkeep, draw the top card, which was that Beast Whisperer that I just put there. I'm going to do a Forest for turn. I will then do 1, 2, 3, and 4 to cast aforementioned Beast Whisperer. Whenever I cast a creature spell, I draw a card, and I will pass the turn.
Draw for turn. That's a fun thing that I can't use right now.
Dude, kind of same, honestly.
Tap for 3, and I'll play an Inherited Envelope.
Mm-hmm.
When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts me. I will name nothing as my ring bearer.
Fair.
And I will go ahead and pass from there.
Okay, we'll untap. Not looking too good. Not looking too great for you right now.
No, that's how it sometimes goes. When
We're gonna do a Swamp. We're gonna do 4. And we're gonna bring out Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Trigger on Beast Whisperer. I get to draw a card, which is actually exactly the kind of thing that I was wanting. I will then tap my Jiraga Tree Speaker for an Elvish Warmonger. Trigger on Beast Whisperer. I get to draw a card. Whenever 1 or more elves enter the battlefield under my control, I create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token and can trigger only once per turn. I'll then attack you for 3.
I'll take 3.
Ooh, I should probably get us on that so we can actually keep score. Got a little stream deck here that helps us keep track of our life totals. So that's a whole thing. It's on a delay. Cool. I'll pass.
All right. Untap. Right, I only have 3 lands out. Upkeep and draw. Swamp. Let's go ahead. Do what I can. Tap for 4, and I'll play a Cryptghast.
Oh.
When it enters the battlefield, I will extort it because that's all I can do right now.
Brandon wants to know how the Patreon is going so far. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about the Patreon. Yeah, we got a Patreon. It's going well. Brandon, you should know more than anyone.
I'm extorting it, so I gain a life, you lose a life.
Okay.
And that's all I can do. Pass.
All right, we'll untap.
We are
Keep
aware
and draw. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
that to make this Patreon worthwhile, we need to make sure to
do a swamp.
provide for the lovely people out there.
Gotta provide. Gotta provide.
Who are willing to hand us some money and support. Which I did. I've got some ideas. I've got some of my video ideas floating around the old
noggin.
The old
That's
noggin.
All right, now I need to do math real quick. Because I might. I cannot win this turn. That's fine. We're gonna do 4 for a Door of Destinies. I'm going to choose Elves.
Makes sense.
Whenever I cast a spell of the chosen type, I put a charge counter on it. Sadly, I do not have any elf cards in my hand at the present time. Or then, I could have tapped things differently, but that's fine. I'll end up leaving one floating for Phyrexian Arena. I'll then move to combat. What's Cryptcast?
2/2.
It's 2/2.
It is not going to block anything.
I will attack with 2/2, or sorry, is that a 2/2? Yeah,
Yep.
2/3, 2/3s. My goodness, 4 total. One of them being Lathril, Blade of the Elves.
And no blocks.
All right, when Lathril deals combat damage, I create an elf warrior creature token for each of the damages that she is dealt. I'll pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw for turn.
Oh, whenever one or more elves enter the battlefield because of the Elvish War Master, I also create another one.
There you go.
It's tough out there, man. It is tough. Oh, Brandon, you know exactly how the Patreon is doing. I don't need that.
Play a swamp for turn.
Brandon, prolific member of the community, is currently in the bro tier, which is our highest tier offering on the Patreon because he's a bro.
A bro.
He's one of the, if you will.
Alright.
This is about the best this deck has ever operated.
Fair enough. Fair
I'm
enough.
not gonna lie to you.
Let's go ahead and we'll tap for 6, and we'll play Blade Juggler, extorting it. So I'll gain a life. You'll lose a life. When Blade Juggler enters the battlefield, I'll draw a card and lose a life.
I'm gonna move my things around for what I'm likely to attack with and not.
That's fair. Then I will tap for playing the Nazgul. When it enters battlefield, the ring will tempt me. I will, I'll put it on. I will make the Nazgul. I'm also extorting it, so I'll gain a life. You'll lose a life. And then since when it enters the battlefield, when the ring tempts me, I will get +1 counter on all my wraiths, which is only the Nazgul right now. And I'll have to pass from there.
Okay. We'll untap. At the beginning of my upkeep, I draw a card and lose a life to Phyrexian Arena, and then I will draw for turn. Cool. I'm gonna do a Necroblossom Snarl. I'll have it enter tapped. I'm gonna try and win right now.
All right.
So we're gonna do 3 green and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an end raise Forerunners.
Yep, that'll do
Vigilance, Trample, Haste, everything gets +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample until end of turn, and then we attack with everything, which would be
a lot.
4, 7, 10, 13, 17, 21, 30.
Yeah.
Trample, haste, vigilance.
I only have 5 toughness, so
Indeed.
that'll
One
do
of
it.
them is menaced. Fair enough. All right, well, that's the best this deck has ever gone. I will take the W there. G and also G. Let's reset that life total. There we go. And we're going to go for game 2. We like to do best of 3s with deck.
Oh my, is Buddy
decks.
cooking?
Buddy was cooking.
Cooked? Oh, Buddy's cooked. Yeah, I was cooked.
Yeah, Buddy got cooked. Buddy got cooked. Has Mystery joined? Mystery has not joined the Patreon yet, but that's totally fine because not everyone's able to afford the Patreon. The Patreon
We
does
have a free option.
There is a free option on the Patreon for any that are interested. You can get access to our community posts there, as well as voting on video ideas and submitting podcast questions and all that kind of stuff. All that fun stuff. Right now, there's a poll up for. I've got several video ideas, and I've got a lot of. The. I can't really make a decision on what I want to make things. So I just put a poll up there with some of the video ideas. 2 of them are Magic related, 2 of them are Dungeons and Dragons related, and we'll see how it goes.
There you go.
We'll see how it goes. If you're interested in that, you can check the link in the bio.
In Milford.
I don't know about that. I don't know why we need to be bringing Milford up into this.
It's that old car commercial or something.
I'm familiar with the car commercial.
I know you grew up close enough to Milford to know that commercial. I don't know why that voice was suddenly coming to me.
Mulligan as well. And Milford. Yeah, we're in the greater Cincinnati area, so that literally applies to no one outside of the said area at all. Everyone has those regional businesses where they have those ridiculous commercials and jingles and stuff that don't make a whole lot of sense.
And then you go meet somebody from that area, and they're like, "Oh, you don't know Bobby McGee's Pancake House? It had the jingle," and you're like, "Yeah, okay."
Okay.
So did.
Oh no, Brandon lives in Milford.
That's right.
I forgot about that. I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not entirely, because that's hilarious.
We'll keep this hand.
All right, if that is the case, let's see what we got on my free mulligan. Normal London mulligan, free mulligan here. Ooh. Oh.
3-turn dragon deck. Go, guys.
So close. This was so close to a good hand, and yet here we are. It's not a very good hand at all. I don't know why. I've been doing the Trump voice.
You got hooked on the Trump voice today.
Yeah, it's once you start doing an accent, it's hard to get rid of it sometimes. 2 lands. Neither of them can produce green. One of them was an exotic orchard, and I was like, mono black.
That half helps you.
Mono black, it's another swamp. Fucking hell, man.
I'm assuming you fixed the link in the bio to the YouTube.
It never didn't work for me. I tested it out several times. I replaced it. I tried it out and it was fine, and then I replaced it and it was still fine. Jesus Christ almighty. What is with this deck? I swear.
That's literally what just happened to me last game, where I was like, "Oh, well, okay."
This deck does not make a lick of sense because it's got, like, for one, it's an elf deck. And it's got a ton of mana dorks, and it's green, so it has ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have like 37, 38 lands in this fucking thing. And I can hardly ever get a starting hand with more than 2 lands. So our house rule mulligan is if you get a hand that has at least 3 lands in it, you are required to keep it. This one is a required keep.
Right.
That was the first required keep
In
for like a third of my deck. Jesus Christ. All right.
I lost, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll draw for turn. I'll play a swamp, and I have a turn 1 play. It's exciting, very exciting.
Shit.
It's not that exciting. It's the Scornblade Berserker.
Okay.
When it enters the battlefield, I will back it up.
Okay.
And I'll pass.
Okay. Draw for turn. Okay. I'm going to do a Verdant Catacombs, and I'm going to pay a life, and I'm going to crack it, and I'm going to grab I don't know. I assume if I have a Proxy Forge proxy in here, then I've got an OG duel or something. I certainly hope so. That'd be really awkward if I didn't. I end up fetching up a fucking plain forest. Just a basic forest. I don't think... Oh. No, that's a Sylvan Library. Beautiful Proxy Forge proxy art.
Not helpful.
Sometimes not super... I mean, that's just all alt arts. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you kidding me? I get a fucking forest. Hold on.
Turn one play equals win for Sam out of Stormblade.
I'm gonna get a fucking swamp. Jesus Christ. This deck is so janky, I swear to God. And I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm gonna pass.
Okay, untap. Draw.
Why do I have a Verdant Catacombs in here?
That's one thing I definitely like realized before we started doing Proxy Forge proxies. We had somebody send us a bunch of
fetch lands.
Yeah. And I had some in decks, and I was realizing like
you need something to fetch.
You need something worth fetching. I'm like, I'm just fetching basics. I can do that with other ramp. Like So
it's nice that it enters untapped, but yeah, it's a whole thing.
I played a swamp for turn. I'm just gonna I'll attack you for 1. Or yes, for 1.
I'll take 1.
And I'll pass.
All right. Untap, upkeep, draw. All right. We're gonna do a forest.
Oh boy.
We're gonna do green and 1 for a Bloom Tender. It's a 1/1, and then for each color among permanents I control, I add 1 mana of that color to my mana pool. And I'll pass.
All right, on your end step, I'll tap for 1, and I will sacrifice the Scorn Blade Berserker to draw a card. And then I'll move to untap, draw for turn, put the top card of my... There we go. Ooh. We'll play a Swamp for turn. Let's go ahead.
Turn one plays for Sam usually do turn out very well for him in particular.
Tap for 3, and we'll play a Screaming Phantom.
Oh, God.
It's a 2/2 spirit with flying, and whenever it attacks, I mill a card.
Interesting.
And I will go ahead and pass, because it does not have haste, as that is not a keyword that is prevalent in black.
I'm going to do a forest, and I'm going to tap everything for an Elven Chorus. Which will let me look at the top card of my library, and I can cast creature spells from the top of my library, and... all my creatures tap for a mana of any color. I don't pass.
Okay.
I am out of mana, and as such, I cannot cast from the top of my library.
Untap. Draw for turn. I'm going to start by moving combat, and I'll attack you for 2 in the air. When I attack, I mill a card.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take the 2.
Second main phase. I am going to... what do I draw into this? I will play the Cabal Coffers. I will tap 2 to tap the Cabal Coffers, floating 3 mana. To that.
That's effectively just straight mana until you get another swamp.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'll add a 4th to it, and I'll play a Cryptghast. And I will pass the turn.
One tap. We'll upkeep. We'll draw. I can look at the top card of my library through the Elven Chorus. Okay. I'm going to do... let me do some ordering of my shit here. Okay. We're going to do a forest first. We're going to tap 2 forests for a Leaf Crown Visionary. Other elves I control get +1/+1. And whenever I cast an elf spell, I may pay 1. And if I do, or I may pay a green, and if I do, I can draw a card. Then we will... going to tap for green, and I'm going to cast an Elvish Mystic. I'm going to tap the Bloom Tender for green to make use of Leaf Crown Visionary to draw a card. I'm going to look at the top card of my library, because I can. Cool. And then I'm going to passe the turn.
I'm going to untap. Draw for turn. Swamp.
Man, you really snap the fuck out of those cards.
Hell yeah. That's how you know you get serious. Gotta get serious. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's start by attacking. 2 in the air. When I attack, I mill 1.
I take 2.
Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's see. I'm going to tap the swamp, which taps for 2 to tap Cabal Coffers to float 4 mana. I am going to play an atrocious experiment. I will extort it. I got you on the extort.
Thank you.
I will mill 2. Target player, being me, will mill 2. 1, 2. Draw 2. And lose 2. Alright. Then I am going to tap for 6. I'll bring out my commander and I will also extort this. So I'll gain 1, you'll lose 1. That is an atrocious experiment is a sorcery, so it goes to the graveyard after it resolves.
Instead of just sitting on the battlefield?
Instead of just sitting on the battlefield, and I will pass from there.
Okay. 1 tap. We'll keep. We'll draw for turn. Oh wow, it's that card that was there earlier. I'm gonna look at the top card of my library. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and. Oof. Okay. We will. First, we're gonna tap green, black, and 2 to bring out my commander, Lathril, Blade of the Elves. I'm then going to tap the Leaf Crown Visionary through Elven Chorus to pay green to draw a card on that cast. And then look at the top card of my library. Nice. I'm going to play a Hidden Nursery for turn, which enters tapped. And then we will tap these 2... Or sorry, no. I'm going to tap just the Bloom Tender using its ability to generate a black and a green for Dwin's Elite. When it enters the battlefield, if I control another elf, which obviously I do, I create a 1/1 elf. It's currently a 2/2 because it's getting anthemed. These 2 are mana dorks, so they're going to come down here. And I will tap the Elvish Mystic for green to draw a card off of that cast as well. And I'll look at the top card. And then I'm going to pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw for turn. I will play a swamp. I'm going to start by...
Thank you guys for whoever's hanging out with us. We really appreciate that.
I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to play a Ravenous Gigamole. When it enters, it's a 2/3 mole whir. When it enters the battlefield, I'll mill 3 cards. Grima, an enchantment, and an Urukai Berserker. Alright. Then I am going to I'm going to move to the combat. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me check my hand. Do I want to move to combat? Yes. I will move to combat. I will attack with both the Screaming Phantom and Sauron. I have 2 triggers. I'll do the Screaming Phantoms first, so I mill a card. Then I... with Sauron, I will return a card from my I will exile a card from my graveyard and create a tapped and attacking token copy of it. I am going to do the Ebon Blade Reaper. So it becomes a 3/3 with Menace, and when the Ebon Blade Reaper attacks, doesn't matter because I'm not attacking with it. Whenever Ebon Reaper, it's coming in attacking.
Yeah.
Whenever Everblade Reaper deals combat damage to player, that player loses half of their life rounded up.
Hey, yo, what up, Lincoln?
Hey, Lincoln. All right. So.
Wow, dungeons, and now you're winding down? That's pretty cool.
Nice. So you got a 2/2 in the air.
Yep.
A 4/4 with menace and a 3/3 with menace. And when this one deals combat damage to a you lose half your life. Rounded up.
Yeah, I guess I will be double blocking the one that'll make me lose half my life rounded up. You can choose which one will take the damage first. Or you can order the blockers. Yeah.
Order the blockers. Sure, we'll go with that order. It's a 3/3. So
this one is a 3/3 as well because
it's is it
3/3 and 2/2? I'm using both because it has menace and I'm required.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So you can choose to kill the token or the 3/3. It doesn't really matter to me. Honestly.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll do the non-token creature.
Okay.
So then that'll die as well. That'll get exiled.
Yep. And then I will be taking 6.
6.
All right. Do that.
Second main phase.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome.
Everything's totally cool. Everything's totally cool. Everything's completely fine.
I'm going to tap that swamp to tap the Cabal to float 5. I will use 2 of it for a Mind Stone. A Mind! Sorry. And then I will use the remaining 3 to read the bones. I will scry 2, draw 2, lose 2.
Okay.
Scry 2. I don't know either of those. Draw 2. And lose 2.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm going to pass my turn.
Okay, we'll untap. We'll draw for turn. I'm gonna look at the top through Sylvan Library, or not Sylvan Library, Elvish Library, or Elvish Chorus. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna play Necroblossom Snarl. I'll reveal this forest here, so it enters untapped. Then we are going to do 4 green mana from the lands. We're going to do a Canopy Tactician. Much like the Leaf Crown Visionary, it gives a +1/+1 anthem to other elves I control. It also taps for 3 green. So now each of these are getting +1/+1 from each other, and everything else is getting +2/+2. Then we're going to do just a good old-fashioned... we'll do this for black and green. And we'll do that for green. And we're going to do a Timberwatch Elf, which can tap and give target creature +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of elves you control. You can see where I'm going with that, probably.
Yes.
Then we're going to move to combat. How big is that?
2/3.
2/3. I will be attacking with this elf token and Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Lathril is currently a 4/5, and this elf warrior is a 3/3.
Okay. I will put the Ravenous Gigamole in front of that, because that one has Menace.
That is true.
Before damage, I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to flash in Soul Enervation. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets -4/-4 until the end of turn.
I assume you'll be doing Lathril in that case.
Yes.
She's a 4/5.
So and that I actually wanted to do that. Get rid of an anthem.
Interesting choice, but okay.
Because like you said, she's a 4/5, so
yeah.
It wouldn't have
these
killed
will
her.
trade. It would have stopped her from generating tokens, which when I have something that makes my tokens tap for mana.
Well, because she would have done 0 damage.
Yeah,
That's
because
true.
she would have done
That's
0
true.
damage, so she wouldn't be... In this case, she's only generating 3 tokens, but that is 3 extra mana that I will have on the subsequent turn, whereas this...
That is also 3 mana.
Whichever, you know,
And we'll
pick
just
your
get rid of
poison.
that.
You can pick your poison however you like.
But that's now a 2/2, right?
That's now a 2/2, so those will trade.
That's a 2/3.
It's 2/3, interesting, okay.
Yes.
So that'll die. Lathril deals 3 damage, so I create 3 Elf Warrior creature tokens. And then I'll pass.
Okay. Untap.
Should be checking the top because I keep forgetting what's on there. Thank you, Elven Course.
Draw for turn.
Love that card.
Play a swamp.
Love the Elven Course. Magic Night soon from Lincoln? Yes, we absolutely should. We should get together and go to Brandon's game store sometime.
Yeah. How's it going? Beautiful disaster over in
Ooh.
the TikTok chat.
Ooh, hello. A gorgeous, gorgeous disaster, to be sure.
Indeed. All right. I'm going to start by tapping for 2. And we'll play a Deathcap Marionette.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1/1 with Death Touch, and when it enters the battlefield, I may mill 2 cards. I'll mill 2 cards. It's an Eaten Alive and a Farbog Revenant. Just doing a little graveyard.
Reconjiggering.
You know, I'm like a landscaper. I'm making sure the graveyard looks pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm going to tap total of 6 mana, I think. Yes. I'm going to play a Thorn of the Black Rose, which has Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, I become the Monarch.
I see what you're doing, getting all these Death Touchers out here.
Right? I don't know where my Monarch token is. So, I'll use Chris Wilcox.
Sure.
I'm also going to extort the Thorn of the Black Rose. I did the wrong one. All right, and then I'm going to use the one floating. I'm going to tap and sacrifice the Mind Stone to draw a card. Okay.
Things are not looking good this game, guys. Last game looked a lot better for me, I think.
Okay.
It's also still got that Cabal Coffers untapped at the moment, which I don't really like either.
All right.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things concerning me over on that board state.
Move to combat. I will attack with the Screaming Phantom for 2 in the air and Sauron. So when Screaming Berserker per Phantom attacks, I'll mill a card. Strionic Resonator does not help me. When Sauron attacks, I will choose to.
What are we reanimating?
I guess let's go ahead and do. We'll do the Scornblade Berserker. When it enters the battlefield, I will go ahead and I'll back up Sauron.
Brandon, we don't need to bring up the turn 1 play.
Soul Innervation will trigger when I remove a card from my graveyard. That'll deal 1 point. Each opponent will lose a life, and I will gain a life. All right. Good blockers.
We're gonna triple block Sauron with these tokens.
Okay.
So 2 of my tokens will die. Your Sauron will die, and then how much is that?
That's a 3/3 currently. Total of, and that's 2 in the air. That also has menace.
I'll take the remaining 5.
Okie dokie.
I have 1 Elf Warrior remaining.
Okay. Die.
As they were getting a +1/+1 on Anthem.
Indeed.
At the
Send
time.
him back to the command zone. Alrighty. Second main phase. Yeah, let's go ahead and tap the Cabal Coffers to float 6. And then we'll use
7/8.
7/8. Replay Sauron, and we'll extort him. Second main phase, that'll get exiled, or well, end of step, that'll get exiled, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can do some shenanigans. Let's look at the top card.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I Choose You, Commander. Yeah, we're doing some Brawl over here.
Okay.
Some historic Brawl. Got Sauron the Necromancer versus Lathril, Blade of the Elves.
That is an interesting thing. We're going to tap that for green and black. Black 2, 3. And I'm going to pay 1 extra to draw a card off of the Ruthless Winnower. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-elf creature.
I would draw a card from the Monarch. Sorry.
Yeah. I draw a card because I paid an extra 1 for Leaf Crown Visionary. I will then do a Forest for turn. We'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Doubling Season. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just have to YOLO and go for it at this point. We're gonna tap the Timberwatch Elf to give Lathril 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. +7/+7. Do you have any elves on your battlefield?
Not currently.
Okay, so +7/+7. And then we're going to move to combat with both of them. So that's going to be a 10/11 with Menace and a 2/2.
I will block the 2/2 with a 1/3, and I'll block the menacing with these two.
All right, so they'll both die.
They'll both die. This does have Death Touch.
Yep. So Lathril will go to the command zone.
And this also has Death Touch.
And that token will die. That's fine. Second main, I cannot do anything, and I will pass the turn.
Untap. And it was on upkeep. I have to sacrifice an elf.
Yes.
Or a non-elf.
You have to sacrifice a non-elf creature.
We'll go ahead and we'll sacrifice the Thorn of the Black Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I will then draw for turn.
And you have enough damage with a menacing creature because I don't have enough blockers. So.
Okay. Cool.
If you'd like to play it out, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to begin.
That's all good.
I'm going to begin shuffling my library for the last game of this match.
All right, 1-1. GG's.
You were going to have enough damage to kill me regardless, so I kind of just had to swing and see how you would block.
Right.
Was the ultimate the goal there.
Good card.
That Timberwatch Elf is a card that I need to get out earlier than I did. I held it in my hand for too long. It needs to be up so that it can tap to buff Lathril when she is first able to attack, I think.
That makes sense.
You know. I think that's how that goes. GG. GG. There's a lot of good cards. Ooh. Alright, we're going to reset some life totals here. Again, if you're enjoying hanging out with us, we're enjoying having you here. You can always check out the link in bio for all of our various socials and all of that. Why are you not?
If you're hanging out with us on TikTok, you can get a better view over on the U of Tubes.
Yes, the YouTube. We have a vertical as well as a horizontal stream happening. So we're breaking ground right now. Literally. I'm literally breaking the ground that I'm sitting on because I am so massive and girthy.
Oh.
In form, in physical form. Yeah. So we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out. We're doing Magic the Gathering as we always do every week.
Every Monday night.
Every Monday night. Roughly 9 p.m. We went on a little bit early right now because I don't have swim practice on Monday nights anymore because we're getting into the summer.
The summer.
So rather than stay up super late on a Monday, we're just kind of getting it in a little bit earlier. Oh god, oh god.
Easy there, killer. 2 lands does not a hand make when 2 lands with no ramp.
No, it does not a hand make. Okay. I'm for someone who I've shuffled a lot. I've shuffled a lot of cards, and I'm still not good at it. Except for the times that I am. It's the sleeves, dude. It's the sleeves.
Sleeves.
Yeah, I'll keep it. I can fuck with that.
I will not. I will do House Roll Mulligan. And unfortunately, that is our... Oh, Jesus Christ. That sucks. That's a required keep. All right.
Well, I think I have two bloom tenders in here.
Really?
How does this keep happening to me?
Yeah, because he had two of the same card in a
It's not like
deck.
crazy good card. Okay, I'll shuffle this. I just need to find the other one and pull it out for my own sanity. How does that keep happening? I'm so bad at this. Timberwat, nope. Good God. I literally played one last game, and it was a different art. There it is.
Oh, look at that.
All right, well, I'll shuffle this now. I looked at it from the bottom, so, yeah. All right, noted. Taking that out, get to put something else in. Probably going to be a land, honestly, the rate I'm going. I get to go first?
Yep.
All right, let me... Jesus Christ, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I hope Lincoln's not watching anymore. That would be really embarrassing for Lincoln to see. Draw for turn. Ooh, that's a good card. I'm going to play a Baron Moore tapped, and I'll pass.
Draw for turn. I'm going to play a Myriad Landscape tapped and pass.
On tap. Draw. I'm going to do a Llanowar Wastes, tapping it for green, losing a life, and then playing the Bloom Tender. That's a different art than the Bloom Tender that I played in the last game. Sorry. Glad I'm doing this now.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Wait,
I will play a Swamp and pass.
One tap. And draw. All right, cool. We'll do a Swamp. We'll do 3 for a Herald's Horn. Choosing Elves. Creature spells I cast the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. At the beginning of my upkeep, I can look at the top card of my library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, I may reveal it, put it in my hand. Not super helpful right now, so I'm just going to attack you for 1.
Take 1.
I'm going to pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. Hey, that's at least a card I can play. I'm going to pay 1. I'm going to tap for 3. I'm going to play the Uruk-hai Berserker. When he enters the battlefield, I will name him as my ring bearer.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what happens is he tempts me.
He tempts you.
Better to find out now than at a convention.
That's literally, like, I was literally thinking, like, oh, I'm glad I did this here and not at Gen Con. That would have been awful.
And I will pass.
All right. It's not like it's a crazy good card either. Like, it's a good card, but it's not, like, fucking ridiculous. Draw for turn.
It's not going to win you the game in most instances.
No, not at all. Not at all. Nor would I want it to. Cost reduced by the Herald's Horn. Oh, sorry. At the beginning of my upkeep, I can look at the top 6 card, the top card of my library. If it's a creature card, reveal it. It is a Llanowar Visionary, and then I draw for turn. Wow. I'm a fucking mess. I swear to God. All right. This will only be 3 mana. Cost reduced by the Herald's Horn for Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Then, subsequently, also cost reduced, I can now tap the Bloom Tender for black and green, and I will play aforementioned Llanowar Visionary, drawing a card when it enters the battlefield, and miss the land drop, and I'll pass.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Oh, Lord.
I will play a Swamp for turn. Tap for 4, and I will play a Cryptghast.
3 games in a row. Motherfucker. Move there, Fuker.
I guess I'll move to combat and I'll attack with the Uruk-hai Berserker. It's a 3/2 that can't be blocked. It's a legendary 3/2 that can't be blocked by anything with with more power than it.
Okay, so I could block it. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna take the 2.
3.
The 3. Sorry. 3.
Alrighty, and I will pass from there.
All right, well, untap. At the beginning of my upkeep, I'll reveal the top. I can look at the top card of my library. If it's a creature of the chosen type, which is elves, I can reveal it and put it in my hand. I will reveal an Imperious Prefect and put it into my hand, and then I will draw for turn. Jesus fucking Christ! All right. We're gonna do 2 green, 1 and 2. For a Crown of Skemfar, and I'm going to enchant it onto Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Gives her +1/+1 for each elf I control, and it gives her reach. I can also pay 2 and a green to return it to my hand from the graveyard. And cost reduced by the Herald's Horn, I'll take a damage from my land for the aforementioned Imperious Prefect, which gives other elves a +1/+1 anthem. I'll then move to the combat. And I'm going to attack with Lathril, Blade of the Elves, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8.
I have no blocks.
All right, you will take your 7, and I will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll make 7 1 ones. And I'll pass.
All right. I'll untap.
I need to find an appropriately sized dice. Wait a minute.
Draw for turn.
Wait a minute. I have the appropriate dice here.
Swamp. Swamp.
I was like, why is my hand so big? It's because it's tokens. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. I just want to make sure.
Very good. Very good. I guess I will tap for 6. Bring out the old boy. I'll extort him.
I'll lose one.
And then I guess I will just pass from there.
All right. We'll untap at the beginning of my upkeep. Herald's Horn upkeep trigger. I will look at the top card. Is this Shapeshifter technically an elf?
It's a changeling, so it has all creature types.
Cool. I'll put that in my hand and then I'll draw for turn. Still not drawing.
Love watching Magic. I'm
Thank
a
you.
newbie, so this is helping me learn a bit. I'm always glad to. We love some people that are just getting into Magic.
Wonderful. You can get a better viewing experience on YouTube, by the way, if you are so inclined.
Wait, I found a Magic game? Question mark? Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Sorry, I need
did
to
we
untap
see
my
the
lands.
new Disney proxies from Proxy Forge, or as brand
Yeah.
but Privy Forge?
Yeah, they're actually really cool.
I will have to check those out.
They're really cool looking. I'm not gonna lie. He makes really great stuff.
He's
I love it. I know I sound very.
He's on that
apathetic.
grind.
He is on that grind set mindset. We're gonna do green 1, 2, 3, 4. Sam's favorite card, the Elven Course. Look at the top card of my library. If it's a creature card, I can cast it. Also, all my things tap for green now.
Gross.
Or I tap for mana of any color.
Even grosser.
I'm gonna tap 2 of these elves, and then end up sacrificing one of them as an additional cost to cast Fanatical Uprising, which will let me draw 2 cards, and then I create a map token. Do I have a map token here? Yes, I do. What does that do? Sacrifice target creature explores. All right, cool. Noted. So I got one of them that's tapped right now. I'll then do a land drop for turn.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey.
Then click the top card of my library. I'll tap 2 more of these tokens. Cost reduced. Oh my god. Cost reduced to cast from the top of my library through the Elven Chorus, Johira, Friend of the Forest. Token creatures have tapped out a green. Yeah, we're gonna save you for later. We're gonna save that one for a time that's not right now. I'm then gonna tap the remaining of my tokens, cost reduced by the Herald's Horn for the Chameleon Colossus, which is, by the rules of Changeling, an elf.
An elf.
And it has protection from black.
All right.
So
That's
unfortunate
relevant
for you.
Yep.
That is very unfortunate. We're gonna.
I will block it with my Myriad Landscape. No.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you will try. I'm gonna take a damage by tapping the Llanowar Waste for green to tap the Imperious Prefect for 1/1 elf. I'm only doing that because 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 menace at you.
I will double block.
Mm-hmm.
I will have an effect before damage.
Mm-hmm.
I will tap for 2. I guess extorting this. And I'll play Supernatural Stamina on Sauron. Until end of turn, target creature gains +2/+0, and when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control.
Okay.
All right.
I lose 1 from the extort. You gain 1 from the extort.
Indeed. These guys will dies.
Mm-hmm.
When he dies, he will return to the battlefield tapped under my control.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I should have done this earlier, but doesn't really matter. Black and 1, cost reduced by the Herald's Horn. I'm going to do a Natier's Nightblade. Whenever a token I control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses a life, I gain a life. Probably should have done that before the Fanatical Offering, but you know, here we are.
Here we are.
It's all about sequencing, and I'll pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. Swamp for turn.
Ooh, look at you getting your land.
Get my lands. I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to play... Nope, not that one yet. Astronic Resonator. Then I'm going to tap for 2, and I'm going to play a Scornblade Berserker, backing up Sauron, I guess. I will use the 1 floating to then immediately sacrifice the Scornblade Berserker to draw a card. Alright. I'm going to move to combat. I will attack with Sauron. With this trigger on the stack, I will pay 2 and tap the Astronic Resonator to copy it. Bringing back out the Scornblade Berserker and the Uruk-hai Berserker. A lot of Berserkers. The Scornblade Berserker will back up the Uruk-hai Berserker.
And when the Uruk-hai Berserker enters the battlefield, it tempts you?
Yes. So I will name Sauron as my ring bearer.
Yes.
Cool. So that's a 5/5 with menace, a 3/3 with menace, and a 4/4 with menace coming at you.
Oh, they all got menace.
They
How
all
much
have
is that total?
12.
Yeah, I'm gonna double block Sauron with Jaheira and the Changeling Colossus.
Okay.
Or Chameleon Colossus. Sorry.
Alrighty, you're gonna take the others.
How much is it from the others?
8.
1.
I lied. 7.
Oop. All right, we'll go back up 1.
Cool.
I assume you'll kill Jaheira first.
Yes, since I can't deal damage to the Changeling.
Yeah, the Changeling's got protection.
We'll go to the command zone.
Mm-hmm.
Second main phase. I will tap for 2. I'll sacrifice the Scornblade Berserker. I'm paying 1 to sacrifice it. Draw a card. I'll then do the same to the Uruk-hai Berserker. Actually, those get exiled. And draw a card. And then I'm going to make a power play here and show you what's in my hand right now, which our live just ended on TikTok. I have a swamp. I have a swamp. I have a swamp. I have a swamp. And I have a 5-drop. That won't help me. So I'm going to concede.
In response to your concede, I'm going to move on to my turn. I'm just going to make a really big Galadrim Brigade. Because that was on the top of my library. Right on. Right on. What time is it?
It is 9:47.
9:47. Screw the TikTok. Do you want to keep going? TikTok's just every time I interact with that platform, man, it pisses me off more and more. I swear. GG's indeed. GG's in chat. Do you want to go for another game?
We could try for one more.
How are you feeling?
What are you feeling? I don't know. What are you feeling?
I'm kind of feeling my PDH deck of the Phalanx Leader.
I'm going to say this unironically. I don't have anything that can match that pace, the pace of the Phalanx Leader.
Really?
Most of the time, you can win in
interesting
3 or 4 turns with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Not one-on-one, you know.
One-on-one, you get the Phalanx Leader out on you get you get 1 drop out on turn 1. You get a Phalanx Leader out on turn 2. By turn 3, you're buffing them at least 2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
With possibly another thing down.
I don't think it's that fast. You want me? I mean, I could do Nars. That's much better. Yeah, I got a lot of fucky decks. I love it. I genuinely love it. I could do Third Path Iconoclast. Also PDH. Could do Narset. Could do.
Just want to do a round of PDH with your decks?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Which one do you want?
I roll for it. Odds, I'll take the Third Path. Evens, I'll take the white one.
Cool. So these are PDH decks. For those of you that don't know, PDH is a format similar to Commander, where other than instead of a legendary creature as your commander, it is any creature that has been printed at the uncommon rarity. Then the other 99 cards in your deck are cards that at some point were printed at the common rarity. They do not necessarily have to be the common printing, or it doesn't have to be the most recent printing is common. It's just any of the printings of that card were at some point at common or at some point at uncommon. So what this enables you to do is play with cards in commanders that you wouldn't normally be able to play with. For example, the Third Path Iconoclast is an uncommon from the Brothers' War. It's blue-red for a 2/1 human monk. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. And then the Phalanx Leader, white for a 1/1 human soldier with heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets the Phalanx Leader, your creatures you control get +1/+1. And then the Phalanx Leader deck is full of a whole lot of cards that like generate tokens or like low mana cost, so they just kind of get a lot of things out, and then you can target him and buff him up. Ideally through enchantments that have things like Totem Armor. And then Third Path Iconoclast is more spell slingery, making 1/1 tokens, and then having payoffs for spell slingery stuff, as well as creating artifact tokens as well. So yeah, PDH has a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. Okay. Oh, damn it. So much good, and then single island. Single island does not make a good hand, sadly.
We have learned many a time. Don't keep a low mana starting hand. Don't screw yourself over. Yeah.
Just because it's got some fun things in it. Even if it's got card draw, it's got 1 mana and you can't cast it. Ugh. Risking it, baby. 2 mana, 2 lands. I could see you keeping if you've got like a rock or something.
I want a rock. I want 2 rocks.
Ooh, I will not be keeping that one either. That's unfortunate because it had some good cards on it.
Brandon says you need land attacks.
Yeah. That's probably true. I can hold on to this. I think I will hold on to this, actually.
Mine's a little... Oh, I'll also hold on to this.
Why not? Put that on the bottom.
Rollies.
2.
9.
Have at it, sir.
Draw. Perfect. Planes.
Nice thing about monocolor decks, man. You always got every land is useful.
I surprisingly have 2 things I could do this turn.
Yeah, there's a lot of 1-drops in that deck, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of 1-drops.
Let's go with a little guy named the Doomed Traveler.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I'll pass.
That's a good one. When that dies, it creates a token.
Spirit.
Yep, I'm going to do an island, and I'm going to tap it for Sleight of Hand. Look at the top 2 cards of my library, put 1 into my hand, and the other on the bottom of my library. Bottom, and into hand. And then I pass. Fun fact, they were both mountains.
Fair enough. Draw. I'll go with a plains for turn. Let's go ahead and attack you for 1.
I will take 1.
Second main phase, tap for 2, and bring out the Phalanx Leader. And I'll pass.
Tap, we'll draw. Cool. I'll do the mountain that I drew, and I'm going to tap them both for a Dwarven Forge Chanter. It's a 1/3 with ward, pay 2 life, and prowess. And I'll pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. Plains. Sure. We're going to tap for 1, and we're going to play an Enduring Bond Warden.
I like that. That one's a good one in this deck.
And it has backup 1, and I'll just put it on the Phalanx Leader. Why not? When this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. Yeah, you're right. That's a real good card in this deck.
It's a 1-drop, so it can give itself a counter right out of the gate, and if it starts getting buffed up and then is removed via combat or targeted removal, then all those counters go onto something else, which is pretty great.
It's pretty great.
I do need a land tax. There's like 3 Proxy Forge copies of land tax we have. Not running any of them.
Let's do this one. I'm going to tap for 1, and I'm going to play Arrester's Zeal, targeting the Phalanx Leader. Counters. Boink. And easy there, killer.
I can put that there.
Cool. Arrester's Zeal. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and if this spell is addendum, if the spell is cast during your main phase, that creature gains flying until end of turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move to combat, and I will attack with the 5/5 in the air.
And I will lose 5.
All right, and then I will pass.
One tap. We'll draw. There we go. Mountain. We'll tap 2 for an Arcane Signet. We'll tap the Arcane Signet in an island for a Goblin Electromancer. And then I'll pass.
Untap. Draw for turn. Plains for turn.
I would have got Prowess Proc on the Dwarven Forge Channer, but I'm not going to use it.
Fair enough.
It's fine. Apparently, in terms of more competitive, CPDH, which is a thing.
I do see PDH, yeah.
Can set, huh?
I do see it, yes.
C, the letter, PDH, competitive Pauper Commander. Apparently, Third Path Iconoclast is like one of the top ones, which is I find interesting. But you know, Phalanx Leader like isn't even on the list. I'm like that one's. I feel like Phalanx Leader is way stronger than this deck, but I love it. I love the Phalanx Leader so much. Any deck that it makes sense to put him in, I try to.
I'm going to move to the Crombats.
Mm-hmm.
I will tap. I will attack with everybody.
Okay, where are they at?
Currently we're at a 3/3, 2/2, 2/2.
Okay, so 7. I will declare no blockers.
All right. Before damage, I'll tap for 1, and I'll play Acrobatic Leap, targeting the Phalanx Leader. Trigger. Doink, doink, doink.
So that's 10 total.
It gets +1, +3, gains
11.
flying, and untap it. So, yeah, it's 5, 6, 5, 8, 11. Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then I will pass.
Okay. We'll untap, we'll draw. Island. Island Mountain, we're going to bring out the Third Path Iconoclast. Cost reduced by the Goblin Electromancer. I'm going to Impulse. Look at the top 4 cards. Put one of them into my hand, the rest on the bottom in a random, or in any order, specifically.
In any order.
Trigger on Third Path Iconoclast and the Dwarven Forge Channer. I create a 1/1 Artifact Soldier. Okay. Which one of these do I want is the question. I'm going to put that one in my hand. I'm going to put these on the bottom. All right. I'm just going to pass.
All right. Untap. Draw for turn. Plains for turn. Tap for 2. Dawnbringer Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
When it enters the battlefield, I don't think you have any enchantments.
Nope. I do not.
I will gain 2 life.
Sure.
Yeah?
Have at it.
Why not? Alrighty. Let's go ahead and just attack.
All right, what are those at?
These are at 3 currently.
3 each.
3 and these are 4.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that for blocks.
Okie dokie. Move to damage.
You have priority.
Move to damage. Or I'm passing priority.
You pass priority. Okay, before damage.
Okay.
We'll do. This is cost reduced by 1, and then I'm gonna tap this soldier to convoke out Meeting of the Minds to draw 2.
Okay.
What that's going to do is I draw 2 cards, and then I'm going to create another soldier, and then a prowess proc on that, making it a 2/4.
Yeah. Okay. Move to damage.
Yep.
Okay.
So boingo oingo.
Boingo, oingo.
That goes away.
Yep. And 3.
And I will
3
take
goes.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and pass from there.
One tap. We'll draw. Cool. Do mountain for turn. We'll tap it for Monastery Swift Spear. Then. Oof. This is cost reduced by the Goblin Electromancer. I'm going to do a Krenko's Command, which will get me another soldier that has Summoning Sickness. I have 1 prowess proc on those 2. And then I get 2 goblins. Okay. Then we're going to do red and 1 for a Bitter Reunion. I'm going to choose to discard Burning Prophet as an additional cost to draw 2. Perfect. It's an enchantment. I can pay 1 to sacrifice it and give my creatures haste until end of turn. Then I'm going to do a blue, and we're going to opt. Prowess proc there. I get another soldier that has Summoning Sickness. So I have 2 of these. And then I scry 1, draw a card. Scry 1. Draw it. Then we're going to move to combat. We're going to attack with both of those. And the soldier.
Okay.
So these are a 3/4 and a 3/5 and a 3/4 and a 1/1.
I'll block 1/1 with the Dawnbringer Cleric.
Okay. Before damage, I'll tap for a blue. I'm going to Obsessive Search to draw a card. So these each go up by 1.
Okay.
So that's 3 prowess triggers. That will die, but I get another one back. So I have 3 of those now.
So take damage?
You will take 3, 6, 7, 8 total damage. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw for turn.
Yeah, this deck loves
Plains?
the instants and sorceries that generate tokens.
Yeah. Yup. Move to combat. I'm just going to actually attack with these 2.
All right. We'll throw a Gobbo in front of each one of them.
Okay. No effects.
Okay.
Pass turn.
All right. So prowess. Draw for turn. Ooh, cool. We're going to do a mountain. We're then going to do 2 for a Festival Crasher. And then we're going to do 3 for a Raid Bombardment. Whenever a creature I control with power 2 or less attacks, Raid Bombardment deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. And then going to pay 1 and sack the Bitter Reunion to give everything haste. And we attack with everything.
Okay.
Whenever a creature I control with power 2 or less attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
These 2 would be Oh, it would still be 2 or less.
No prowess procs yet.
Well, isn't that a non-creature spell? The enchantment?
Oh yeah, so there is. There's still 2.
There's still 2. Yeah.
Still 2.
There's still 2.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Directly to the face. That's only on instants and sorceries. Move to declare blockers.
Okay. We'll put the Phalanx Leader in front of the Dwarf, and we'll put the Dawnbringer in front of the Monetary Swift Spear.
Monetary.
The money boy.
All right, cool. Before damage, I'm gonna tap for red. I'm gonna bolt your face for 3. I'm going to get another colorless soldier. This is gonna get +2/+0 because of its ability, prowess proc, but I don't think that'll be enough. The Monastery Swift Spear will be fine. I still think this will die, even with.
Well, even if, I would pay 2 to shelter to put +1 counters on it.
This will die.
But I think that's still more than 8 damage.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
I cannot draw. I only draw Druid lands.
Yep. Let's see. A braid, that would be nice.
Land.
Thrill of Possibility, helpful.
Homestead of Courage would help land. Yeah.
Serum Vision. Yeah, so this deck is basically just, here's some enchantments that go ping ping. Here's some creatures that go ping ping. And then also here's a lot of draw cards and damage spells. that's this entire deck. It's great. The PDH is so fucking fun. You need to build your own PDH deck. You got so many cards just in your collection.
Built them, and these are just I don't have anything that can even stand up to these. So
do you have the so from March of the Machines, one of the Golgari uncommon Dina something?
I've seen Dina, yeah.
Sleeper Skirt. That one is a very powerful PDH commander as well. Life, a little bit of a life gain, but like Golgari life gain, so it's a bit different.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. Fun fact: there's a couple of variants of Abdel Adrian, not with Candlekeep Sage, because Candlekeep Sage is common. But there's several versions of Abdel Adrian that you can do as PDH, which I think is fucked beyond belief, and I love it. But yeah. Highly recommend looking into the PDH. That is all the gaming we've got in us for tonight, though.
Yep, it is 10:06.
Yes. Upgrades for the stream that I'm working on. Music through Stream Beats, so that it's not just quiet a lot. And getting chat on screen. And then also getting both of the lives to properly function, which I think they did.
Sure.
Yeah. Getting both of the connections to be good. So, with all that being said, thank you all for